everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of A Little Something Extra with me, Nancy Gianni, and my daughter,
the GiGi of this Playhouse.
Woo! And who else do we have here?
And the Franco, too.
And the Franco, too.
The Franco of GiGi's Playhouse.
Franco Gianni in the house.
Not Franco Playhouse, just GiGi Playhouse.
Oh, just GiGi's Playhouse. There is no Franco's Playhouse, sorry.
There never will be.
Sorry about that, pal. That's the way it goes. And I am so beyond excited with the guests that we have on today. Gigi's going to do the bio, and then we are going to jump into it because I am so excited. I cannot wait to talk to you guys. I haven't even I talked to them last week, and I was like, nope, I want to learn all of it here and hear it directly from you guys. They've been like on this media tour. So I will stop talking now and let Gigi do your intros.
Today we're joined by remarkable father-son duo whose FK work is making waves across the disability rights movement.
Woo!
Bret Bowerman is a huge advocate for change and was the president of this Playhouse Executive Board for 5 years. Alongside him, his son Jack Bowerman.
Bowerman!
Bowerman. Jack is a huge advocate for his sister with Down syndrome. Every year, he holds a 5K run for the Digital Acceptance Challenge that has collectively raised close to $100, and most recently, Jack and Brad completed a 10-day, 260 miles for opportunity run from New York City to Washington D.C. to champion equal employment rights and fair wage for people with all abilities together. Brad and Jack are proving the advocating isn't just about raising awareness; it's about taking action. And please join us in welcoming Bret and Jack.
Woo! Bret and Jack in the house! Woo! So excited to have you guys. Well, Bret has been around GiGi's for a long time as our executive board president. We're so grateful, and I miss you so much, brother.
You too.
I know. This is my first year without you. It's been kind of rough. Separation has been bad, but we're doing okay over here.
Don't cry again. Don't.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
We are beyond proud of what you guys are doing out there. So let's talk about this 10-day. First of all, how did it start? Like, Jack, so proud of you all along. I mean, from the time you've been little, you have been advocating for your sister and doing amazing things. But this thing was above and beyond. And I love that what you were doing it for is the wages. So let's get started. And you tell us how you got started on this, how you trained for it, and what it is.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction. That was lovely. So how I think it started was, or how it did start was, my dad actually did the same exact route, I want to say like 2 years ago, but he ran with like about 10 people. It was under another organization that helps people with disabilities. And so they did this exact route. It was under a 48-hour span. So once I saw that and the time and commitment my dad put into that, I was like, what if I take that exact route, but instead of having 10 people do it in only 2 days, have me and my dad do it together and run the entire 260 miles together in a span of 10 days.
It's crazy.
Yeah, try to raise, not only just do it as a, physical challenge and a feat for us, but to try to raise awareness about this act that helps people with disabilities gain better employment protections.
That's awesome. So awesome. And 10 days. And I remember, what did it do? Lead up to, was it led up to Easter or no?
Yeah, it started April 12th. So we we started January where we started trainings. It was like my training regimen was like 6 days a week. I would try to run like around like a 10K each time I trained. It was really mentally and physically tough, but you know,
Sure.
Yeah.
it helped a lot. It helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many miles would then you guys do each day?
So we had this other person come with us. Her name is Jill Baldy. She's a great friend to us. She ran the logistics.
Okay.
And what we would do is we would have one person run alone while the two other people go to the destination point. And we just did like an 8 mile, 5 mile split. So the first person would run like 8 miles,
Mhm.
and then they would meet up with us at the destination point, and then we would switch. And then just do that twice each day.
Oh my gosh.
Twice each day.
So
Yeah. So then you
26
split it
miles.
up. You do 5, then you do 8, and then you do 8, and then you do 5.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a marathon a day.
I was gonna say a marathon a day.
Yeah. For
That's
10 straight days.
Exactly, yeah.
How'd you guys feel after?
Oh, it was really tiring. I mean, it took me a few days to, honestly, when I just couldn't believe I did it. Like, honestly, I got home, like, did I really just do that? Like, did I really just accomplish that? But also, like, physically, like, it took me a few days to, I actually did run, like, a week after. So that was, so,
Yeah. I'd imagine.
Like each day we got physically more tired
Yeah.
and mentally stronger.
yeah.
Oh,
I think maybe just because like,
Okay.
what we're doing got shorter and shorter, but I think it's more about just having the confidence, because we've never done anything like
Yeah.
this
No.
before. And you don't really know how your body's going to handle it. I think it was a matter of just focusing and trying to mentally chunk it up into little pieces, and you just bite it off one piece, at a time. And then it just became sort of routine, and it became like our job. You get up and go run.
You go-
And
yeah.
there's too much at stake to fail. And so there's moments where each of us kind of helped out the other one to make sure we got it done. But it was, the last few days, it was like never in doubt.
I-
Like we were.
Yeah, you're like, we're this far. We have to make it through.
Yeah. Jack, how old are you now?
I'm 17.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
It's
A
awesome.
17-year-old. Brett. Wow, you raised the bar high, brother. What's going to happen after this? If he did this at 17,
Thank you.
And Jack, you've been, for years though, like you've been doing a lot to be able to help in supporting your sister in the Down syndrome community. What is that like? What? Obviously you're passionate about it because of your sister, but like, what's really like that drive that makes you want to do that?
I want to say, many people like know the help I've done for Ellie, but honestly, like she's helped me in so many ways as well. She's taught me just to be a better person, like, to be more perceptive around the world and just to be kind to everyone. So I feel like that's the drive that's pushing me to make these changes because I know she's helped me in so many ways as a sibling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when it comes to supporting that, and especially since you're living in that world where you just see how normal it all is, and just how amazing she is, or how GiGi is. It's just like it's second nature. You just want to be there to support them. So I totally feel you there.
well, and I think too, watching your dad has been an advocate. He's been on, you were on the NDSC board, right? Before you were on the executive board at GiGi's Playhouse. You've been an advocate for, years
Since
in
the
this
beginning.
space. So it's pretty cool. We were talking about that earlier, is that, that our kids get to learn from our service and what we're doing. And then, they kind of grow up with that, they become that, and hopefully goes on to their kids, and we keep this great pattern of always giving back and serving others, because I truly believe that's what we're here to do anyways. And a lot of times that gets lost and gets caught up in something. So to see a 17-year-old stepping up, and there's people who go out and, I'm going to run one marathon, 10 in 10 days is absolutely crazy. The fact you guys were able to do that is amazing. And Brett, for you to watch him had to be like your heart just, coming out of your chest in pride.
Oh, so proud to kind of come up with the idea. And this is, GiGi covered it in the intro, but this isn't like a new thing for Jack to do. For four straight years, he organized a run for GiGi Fit Acceptance Challenge in our town.
Amazing.
Kind of freelance the run, right? A little bit different approach to do it, and raised, over 100,000 across those 4 years, and really created this cool outreach in our community. for it. So maybe I'm a little spoiled as a parent.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Excited to see what he's going to do next in life.
Are you
Yeah.
going to be a senior?
I am, yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so what are you thinking about for your future?
I mean, right now, I'm focusing on college right now at the moment. Got to get like my application through. So I'm
Yeah.
finishing my ACT. I just finished my APs actually. So yeah, there's a lot going on for me right now, especially with college. But yeah, it's honestly that and just getting this bill passed is the main priority for me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the bill.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much our audience knows about it.
So over like 100 years ago, there was this other bill passed called the FLSA. It's a Fair Labor Standards Act
Mm-hmm.
that actually put in place people with disabilities not they wouldn't be able to get paid the same, like their minimum wage was lower. So throughout the next century, so up to now, some people with disabilities would make under $3 an hour. So once we saw that, we were like, oh, we have to make a difference. And we saw this other act that we're trying to pass called the TCIEA Act, that helps, try to support people. It's called Section 14C. That's the legal term of it. So we're just trying to, spread awareness of this act, and yeah, we're trying to get this bill passed.
And what are ways that people could help in being able to help raise awareness on this? Is there anything they can share? Is there anything they can go and talk to their local representatives? What's the best process?
Yeah, great question. I mean, and we can send the link to fundraising site, but really on it, not from a monetary standpoint. There's a lot of information about the transformation to competitive integrative employment act, which I think they would do great work if they just rebranded it in something simpler than that local.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is just outreach right now. There is bipartisan support for we need more, particularly on the Republican side of the House. So regardless of your politics, if you happen to live in a district where your House representative is Republican or where you have Republican senators, that's really where the help is needed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was originally introduced like 6 years ago and has gotten close a couple of times. But the sort of the machinations of what happens in DC, it's never a straight line. It's never, predictable. And so the money that Jack raised as part of this will go to fund a day in the Hill that we're working to organize for a year from now to have people come in person. So we'd love to have people come to DC. It will be ahead of the midterm elections. They'll get sort of a crash course in what the bill is all about. So you don't have to know anything about it before you come.
Yeah.
Get a crash course in what it is, why it matters, why it should be important to you, and then how to articulate it in a meeting. And these meetings are things that we'll schedule for them with their respective, House representatives or senators. Sure. And so it's just a cool way to get, it's a cool way to get in touch with the legislative process. And if you want to share, like after we finished on Easter Sunday, and then on Monday we'd arrange for meetings to kind of start the process. Do you want to talk about the meetings we had in DC?
Yeah, so we met with 3 people that work in the government. We met with not exactly directly to them, but we met with Senator Gillibrand's team, Senator Schumer. Yeah, Schumer, and then Governor Latimer. And so just over those 3 meetings, we talked more about the bill, our motivation for why we're doing this and what we're trying to do in the future. So we just tried to, help them understand the situation and see what they wanted to support us. And it was really cool because they just kept asking us more questions about what it is like, and kept telling us about how much they would love to support us and see where this goes in the future.
That's
so it was really
That's fantastic. Wait, you guys went Monday? Brett,
yeah.
What are you doing to this kid? So you finished running on for Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
You finished running on Sunday. It's Easter Sunday, and then Monday you were in DC advocating.
I mean, what a better time to do it. Show them your feet. Be like, I literally ran for I ran here.
No, actually, throughout the run, I brought 2 pairs of shoes because the first one, they just.
I'm sure. Yeah. A lot of wear and tear.
We actually have our running shoes, which is sort of half in jest, but half for real. We're actually getting ready to ship these off. I'll show you one that we made. We boxed it up. We autographed it like we're something special, and we're
Oh, I love it.
It is cool.
It's so cool.
two Republican senators from other states, and where their states have actually already passed this law at the state level, and they're very influential. And so we're shipping them to get our foot in the door.
Yeah.
I love it. Get our foot in the door. I
absolutely.
love it.
Well, I mean, like, what would be the rationale that any of these representatives would not want to pass this bill? I mean, are they like taking advantage of sheltered workshops? Like, I just don't understand.
And who would be fighting it?
I'll give you the sort of the emotional and sort of reasonable answer. I'll tell you the real answer is money and lobbying efforts, right? By shelter workshops and fighting for it. But
so I was right. Yeah, it is the shelter workshops that are pushing it. Okay.
the arguments that I think there's really two that I've heard, and there could be others, but one argument which has since been refuted was that if you suddenly mandate that someone who was making $2 an hour because their productivity is lower than someone who's typically developing, and now you mandate that they make $7.20 an hour, $7.25 an hour, which is federal minimum wage.
Yeah.
That employment goes down, right? Those opportunities dry up, and that was why this was initially put in place almost 100 years ago. But there's been 11 states now that have actually passed this law at the state level, and in all 11 states, employment levels went up, not down. That sort of that's tangible, rational argument it's totally been nullified.
Yeah.
The only other one is really fear. Like I've heard families talk about, imagine, parents now in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and they have a child, with differences, and they've been in this job in a sheltered workshop for a long time, and everything's fine. Right? It's not working, it's working, it's suboptimal, but it's totally fine. And there's the fear of the unknown. What if you go and change that? And I think that sort of inertia and fear, particularly from individuals who are more well entrenched and established in it, not so much for Ellie's 16, right? So I want to pay them, and so and has been educated in an inclusion-based environment, and is really well prepared for it. They want change. So I think it's sort of fear and inertia.
Sure,
is a real part of it. And I think the last thing I'll say about it, part of what's great about the bill is it's not just like a light switch where one day you can pay less and the next day you can't. It phases in over multiple years, and there's some money that's been allocated to help train these workers so that they can produce, at a common level in their workforce and be competitive. And so that's the whole idea. That's the beauty behind it.
Yeah. That's, it's so funny. Earlier today, we were on a podcast with some people from Toronto, and we were talking about work opportunities and lack of work opportunities. And they were telling us about this case study where they had an adult with Down syndrome who was working, I think, 3 days a week, and he wanted to move it up to full-time employment. And they wanted him. They were like, we need him full-time. And they're like, oh my gosh, is his productivity so high? He goes, when we did the data analytics, when we looked at everything, the day he worked, everybody's productivity was higher. So even if his was a little lower, we made up for it in spades with everybody else. We want him here full time because he picks people up, he picks up our productivity, and we're making more money. So I loved that. When I heard that today, I was like, oh, that goes right into the podcast that we're doing today. We've got to get out there and we've talked about this before. We're getting them ready for the world, but now we got to get the world ready for them. These guys need these opportunities. Our Mexico location for the first, Mexico, very different culture. They've never had, a place for them in the workplace. Their GiGi University at GiGi's Mexico have 13 adults working in the community now for the first time ever.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So big change and things that need to happen. And oh, sorry, Gigi. We always miss her questions. I'm sorry. Okay, you may go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Take it away, girl.
It's all yours.
I run the treadmill. Do you like running on the treadmill or outside when training?
That's a great question. I say personally, I strongly believe running outside, because I did both, like going throughout this training regimen, because in New York it's freezing right now, or not anymore, but it was during training. 30 degrees. But honestly, I feel like when I'm running outside, it's it's better for me mentally because when I'm running on the treadmill, I'm just like, oh, I feel like I'm running in place. I don't get to see any cool scenic things. So I just feel like running outside, um, yeah, I just feel like it's a better, just not only seeing beautiful things around me, but also just mentally.
Totally.
Yeah, it's not boring.
Yeah.
And actually,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
going
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
What about you, Brett? Same?
Ah, outdoors
Yeah.
all the way.
Totally. Yep. I agree.
If you had one message to the world, what would it be?
Generous, be accepting, be kind.
Woo!
Come on.
Generation G, baby.
Living it every day.
Yep. What about you, Jack?
I would say don't be afraid to do what you know is right. I feel like throughout my entire journey for trying to advocate for this bill, it was tough because it would be sometimes scary going outside of my comfort zone. But I realized like what I'm doing is right and it needs to be done. So just doing what you know is right. It's just that's you just gotta do it and you gotta do it even though it might be hard or scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Amen.
Amen. I'm telling
Jack, I'm curious from your perspective too. Just being 17, whether you're Gen Alpha or Gen Z, don't know what the age gap is there. Just like what it looks like now, like just like between bullying and just like the disability space within high school, and growing up, like what did it really look like for you? Because it feels like for every generation it changes a little bit.
Well, for me, honestly, like my school has like a great environment. We have the TA students. Like honestly, like a lot of students are very accepting and kind
That's
to
awesome.
people with disabilities in my school.
Mhm.
I actually run a club that makes it like inclusive sports where we bring people with and without disabilities together to play various sports, and all
That's
the
awesome.
kids are super the kids with disabilities. So honestly, it's a great experience for me. It honestly just showed it gave me a bit of hope for, people with disabilities to grow up in an environment where it's just super inclusive and kind. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you know what,
awesome.
brother? You set the stage for that. For 4 years, you let them know. You know what I mean? Like you have to take some credit for that for what's happening in your community because you really set that stage. And I mean, and so you started that when you were at 13, when you started your first. That's yeah. So that's really amazing. Like I'm so proud. I can't even imagine how proud you are. I'm proud of him. He's not even my son. I'm so proud of you and the differences that you're making. I think that's amazing in your community. And then that spreads on because people watch, people see things. It's so different because you do something in your community, but the whole world can see it. With social media, that could be amplified everywhere. So those things that you're doing that may seem like, I'm affecting my community is actually affecting the whole world. And I think you're inspiring kids. And that's why I was so excited to have you on here, just to inspire other kids to not be afraid to step up and do something outside of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to go do something just because it's hard. I know that even, when you were doing the GiGi Fit Acceptance Challenge, I know that's hard because you still got to rally the people. You have to get them to come every year. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work. And then to move and do something like this is a big challenge you guys are taking on. It's another year before you're going to go to the Hill and be able to really hopefully see it to fruition. And we want to help in any way. I don't know if Illinois, is this passed yet in Illinois? Do you know?
It is not.
Yeah, it's
No. Okay. Well, we've got some people that we could talk to here. So, and Brett, you know me, I'm the most unpolitical person in the world. I don't know. I just get in trouble. I just have a big mouth. So whenever you guys need me to go fight, I will go fight.
love it.
We will insist that you come with us when we go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
an intimidating thing. I went to one of the Hill Days, I think that NDSS hosted 2 years ago.
With Global, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so huge that you get informed before and taught like exactly what the bill looks like, and really what the changes you're going to be making, and get a lot of the background. So that crash course that you guys do leading up is huge.
It's huge. Is the coalition on this with you? Are they helping on this?
They will. Right up until now, it's just been NDSC.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's going to spearhead the appropriation of the money that Jack raised
Okay.
towards this effort. So it's really NDSC led, because they have a few different policy experts on their team.
Right.
Yeah, it very
Um,
much falls
no.
into their wheelhouse. Yeah.
bring the coalition involved along with us as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever GiGi's can do, whatever anybody can do. I love that you are just stepping in. I can't wait to see what Jack's future is going to be. I mean, just everything I know about him and your entire family, Bret. I mean, your family has been just instrumental in change in the Down syndrome community. You've always been so vocal. Now you have a business that is for specifically people with disabilities. Can I talk about that? Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because tell us about that. Because that's just something else. I love everything that you guys are doing together, but you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. And you are now like investing in these different disability businesses. So tell us about that.
Some of it's related to physical disability, so we say we roll the roll.
Oh, good.
But yeah, so I started just my day job is in private market investing, and I started a year ago a venture capital firm called Live Edge Capital. The name coming from Live Edge, which is the style of woodworking that incorporates the natural idiosyncrasies of wood into the finished product because it makes it more beautiful. And so kind of the same idea around people and companies. And so we invest in enabling technologies that help the world be a better place for people with disabilities. So intellectual disabilities, physical, sensory, covering a wider range things, everything from financial and banking, benefit navigation, healthcare, employment related. I have, I think, 10 companies that I've backed at this point. Really proud of these companies and founders, super exciting. Like they're very early stage and they're going to make a real difference. So really proud of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. So
That's really awesome.
apple doesn't fall far from the tree right there. I love it. I'm going to be following you guys around.
Yeah, we
Jack's gonna
actually
go
are,
away to
yeah.
college, and Nash, who's 14, is going to take over
Oh,
the GiGi Acceptance Challenge
Yeah.
next year.
Nice.
And this year we focused on the DC run, but next year he'll pick up the mantle and take it over for Jack, put his own
Yeah.
fingerprints on it.
oh,
And
that's so
That's so
cool.
cool.
yeah.
That is awesome.
And
Yeah.
hopefully, I mean, we had some crazy things happen on our
Oh my God.
run. It
There was
was
some
not
crazy
what we were,
experiences.
not
Yeah.
what we were
Yeah.
expecting.
Like
Jen,
what?
you run down.
Well, I mean, let's see. Well, we'll start off first. So basically, like this was like during like day 3 or 4. It was like right outside of right outside of Trenton. And so we were running on this, or I was running on this trail, and it was super narrow trail covered by 2 bodies of waters.
Oh,
And I see these like Canadian geese, and I'm like, okay, like it won't be fun. I mean, it'll be fine. Like, they're always afraid of me, so if I just run by and mind my own business, it'll be good. And what I didn't realize is they had their eggs like right next to them,
Oh,
and
no.
so I'm running by them, and one of these like geese starts chasing me, running, trying to flying at me, and then I'm like, oh shoot, oh my God, and I'm running, I run back. I'm screaming, and then I dive off right before it tries to get on my back.
Wow, it was flying up
And
on
then
you.
that happened again when I was running again, because I swear I feel like the birds were communicating with each other. And
Jack's coming up.
believe it or not, like this one geese squares me up, like looks me up and down, and then starts flapping his wings. I'm like, oh shoot, not again. And it's yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal.
Not what we thought.
Yeah.
You got a little goose related trauma now. Just not going to be able to go out in the springtime.
Oh, that's funny.
We had there's some
Oh my
pretty rough
gosh.
areas like Trenton, outside of
bad,
Philly,
yeah.
outside of Baltimore.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Tell them about your experience.
pretty challenging. I mean, we saw a lot of stuff, and it was a really interesting cross section of Americana.
Yeah.
Running through all the cities, and some areas weren't exactly pedestrian
Yeah.
safe, let alone friendly. Which had I known, I'm not sure his mother would have allowed us to go.
When she found out some of the places we were
Yeah,
running, she was like, "Are you serious? Like, why did I let you do this?" But
I mean, it's not like everything worked out fine. It sounds worse than it was in reality. But I got hit by a car like day
No.
5, I think it was. Yeah, someone ran a red light, like a red on red, as I was crossing. Had the walk sign, no red on red,
No.
and he flew on the hood. Saw him in the windshield, rolled off the hood, and like just black and blue and some scrapes.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
carping, but
What?
didn't get like injured. So I
You
was like,
guys,
it had adrenaline, finished the run, and woke up and did it again.
you guys
Um,
needed a camera crew following you
Yeah, just
around.
built a little character.
it was that was pretty wild, and the driver was so frazzled, and she got out, and I think she may have been more frazzled. She's like, "Oh my God, do you need my information?" I go, "Just take a selfie with me." So
Yeah.
Got a
really
selfie
hurt.
with the lady that hit
She
you with the
looked like
crowd.
crying, and anyways, that was amusing. I realized I really don't like pit bulls. I had a couple of times on the
Had a
strip.
couple encounters.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I mean I think the scariest one of all, like I had done one strip, and this was in, I guess, Southwest Baltimore, running down a
Of course
street
it was.
Yeah.
like if you've seen The Wire, it's kind of that.
Yeah.
And everyone's Saturday afternoon, everyone's sitting outside
Oh my gosh.
doing what they're doing. And the first one I came across was tied to a leash, but it wasn't clear, and it lunged at me, and a couple feet away, just really gets the heart going. And then the next one, another block down, someone is training their pit bull, and they're like tapping it on the nose with a stick.
Oh God.
And as I get closer, I realize it's there, and as I get even closer, I realize it's not leashed.
Mm.
And like, what do? You speed up?
Yeah.
You
Right.
slow down? Like eye contact, no eye contact. You should
Right.
like
You're like
what do you
200 miles into a run too,
Yeah.
so like outrunning it might not be in the cards.
So that was obviously fine, but
my gosh. Yeah.
got the heart rate up.
Yeah, you got to map that out a little differently next time. So where did it exactly start? Was it start at your house?
So we actually started at the UN. So we drove
Okay.
Oh,
all
cool.
over the city,
I'm
and
looking
it
at
was
the
cool
route.
because my friend came as well, and so me and my friend ran the first 8 miles, and then started from there. Yeah, it was really cool. We got to see the entire skyline, and just it was a really cool scenic run.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Were you guys always running during the day?
Yeah. It was like a constant like wake up at 9 a.m. What people don't know is like how much we had to like what's it called like roll out. We
Hydrate.
had to roll out so much, and rolling out hurt so much. Like it was the worst pain I've ever had. It was terrible. Because like you gotta get out those like what's it called, like the
Just all the
Yeah.
lactic acid.
Lactic acid.
and-
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What were you guys eating? And like how were you hydrating? Like were you just doing what was that?
It's funny. Like we survived we ate just a ton of food.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
Oh,
probably
yeah.
anything.
And so could just eat
Yeah.
anything. And it's funny. I tell people like what we ate, not probably optimal. Like getting meatballs for lunch, just downing protein bars, protein shakes, and steak dinners. Like
A lot of something.
just felt like you could eat whatever you want.
I made a couple mistakes in the beginning of the run where I would eat a big lunch, and then middle of my second run, I would have to do a bathroom stop.
I would say
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say there had to be bathroom issues.
For sure. Jack, mention some of the sponsors we had and what we did with it.
I was actually just about to go into that because
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
if you saw our car, like it was filled with a bunch of liquid deaths. We got Liquid Death to be our sponsor,
Oh,
which is
nice.
so we filmed like a cool it was like a Beastie Boys kind of video where we just went around like whatever town we saw and just filmed some like what we got was we got some tracksuits, and that's like what stemmed the idea. So we just were dancing around, we got
Liquid Death tracksuit.
yeah.
They send us these
Love
like
it.
floor top and bottom zip
Yeah.
up tracksuits like circa
We'll have to show you
1983.
these. It's so funny. We got like
It's on the Instagram account.
we got like the cops to like pretend to like put us over the hood.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean,
I
it
love
goes. It's awesome.
So how did the different sponsors come about? Did you go out and
Well, in the beginning, like while I was training, me and my dad were trying to talk to sponsors. We first tried to get some local sponsors, so we got like AltaFit, we got 105 Bike Store, some various other local sponsors, and then we're like, all right, now let's go for the big boys. Let's go. We got Liquid Death, Mill Creek, Live Edge.
We
Live
got
Edge.
we just started to, like anything, you kind of start small with the easier ones to get. So we started locally, and a lot of these had sponsored the GiGi's runs in the past.
Yeah.
And so Zach knew of it. He walked around with his pitch deck and
Yeah.
pitched them. And then once you sort of leverage that, right? You put logos on a page, and then you go out to bigger dollar sponsors, and you have more credibility, right?
Totally.
This is like a great learning experience for young Jack here as well, on how to demonstrate credibility. And then you go for bigger tickets. And we had a few $10,000 sponsors.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, that's great.
yeah, Liquid Death was the most fun one though. The Instagram account is JackRun260,
Okay.
where we
awesome.
post all the videos and
Mhm.
crazy stuff and pictures. And
Yeah.
It's so cool. Now, and then the funding for like, do you have to have any funding to get the bill done, or just the funding is really to be able to go to the Hill, get people on the Hill, teach people, and all that kind of stuff?
it's the latter. It's meant for the education
Mhm.
and facilitating families to advocate for themselves. It's not going to lobbyists.
Yeah.
Like we're
okay.
not dropping off, we're not making political contributions to
Yeah.
people with money. It's strictly, the lesson we've heard, and we've gone to DC now as a family twice to do this, is the most powerful advocates are families.
Totally.
Lobbyists every day.
Yeah.
Right. They're at, hawking some bill one day, and the next day they're at, trying to lobby for something else. Like, but families that come in with a genuine interest and a commitment to change, like
Yeah.
they really.
It's also like the money is also a sort of symbol to show all the awareness and support we got throughout the whole experience of the run. It's
Yeah.
really cool to see. We actually hit the 100K mark, I want to say 2 days ago. So that was a really cool
Oh,
moment.
that's awesome. Congratulations. That's so cool. Oh, good for you. Woo, 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 woo. Well, tell us what we can do too. Like, again, because I have friends who are senators and people in that. So what do we say to them like now, or do we just wait till next year when you go to the Hill, or is there a way we could prep them, or is there a kit?
I'd say if you're listening or watching this pod,
Yeah.
and you involved, best thing you can do is DM Jack or I,
Yeah.
Okay.
and we can be very specific, depending, because it's going to somewhat depend on where you live and who you're
Okay.
representing.
For sure.
And a lot of it is us going to be trying to convince them to join us
Yeah.
a year from now,
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
there's this concern. Right now in DC, there's just all this infighting over
And
tax
it's
bill
not
and all.
happening.
There's so much going on, so much noise. Yeah.
It's too much noise. Like at this moment, we want to have a focused effort a year from now, right before the meeting. So that would be one way to get involved. Another way is, so we have $100,000. Awesome. We can have a great event. It would be better if we could raise more money. And one way to do that in this, in the spirit of getting credibility and building up and taking the next step up, if there are grants that are out there in support of this type of policy that can leverage the money that's already been raised,
Yeah.
like introductions or connections to those, really powerful for us.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
Just because we got to 100,000
Doesn't mean that's all you
mean
need.
stop
Yeah.
there.
that's-
So of
Yeah.
course we would
Yeah.
welcome you, grateful for
Exactly,
additional
yeah.
contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Jack, what would be your if you were to, what would be, I don't want to say your plea, but to get other people involved, to get, what would be your
pitch.
what's your pitch to get people involved?
My pitch is just everyone deserves a shot to, just to try to capture their passion and just try to succeed in life. And I feel like a lot of people, which honestly not a lot of people know about, it's just people aren't given, they're not put in the same field where they can get the same resources and opportunities. So I feel like everyone deserves the same opportunities and shot to succeed in life.
Awesome. Perfection.
Yes, they
Perfect.
do.
I just wanted a soundbite, brother. I was like, I just want one out of his mouth because I love it. I'm so proud of what you've done. And I want more people to join you on this. I want them to go to Run for Jack 260. Is that what it is?
Jack,
Oh, just Jack 260?
Jack.
Jack
yeah.
260.
Jack
Okay.
Run.
260.
Jack runs
Jack
260.
runs 260. Okay, Jack Run. Well, we'll put it on.
Jack Run, not runs. Sorry.
Jack runs
Jack
260.
Jack
Yeah.
Run 260. We'll send it to you.
Perfect.
How I know you're not following along, Nancy.
I don't.
Told
You know what? I dropped the ball. I am now on it. I will be on there. I will know it. And that's it.
What's also cool is like if anyone, the viewers that are watching this, if anyone wants to see like my experience, like each day that we went on the run, we would talk about what happened the prior day, what we're gonna do today, like some updates. So it's really cool. People should check it out. It's
Yes.
awesome.
That
Yeah.
is-
Oh yeah. We'll be putting the handle and everything on screen, and then also in the link for the episode too when they watch it.
Yeah, I would just like to do a couple promo. I think even just the promos of it, of him, saying that part and just teasing it and getting people just to, throwing that out there with the handle on there. I just think it's great because I think that people do react to families, Bret, to your point. They react to kids, not that you're a kid, to a young adult. And I think that people will listen, people will join you. All right. Oh, before we go. Okay. So our podcast is called A Little Something Extra. So, Jack, what do you think is your little something extra, that superpower that drives you?
I would say just my ability to just listen. I feel like I'm really good at just listening to people, what people are trying to say. Like, I'm always there for whenever people need any help, just want to talk to someone, and just give, let you just, if anything's wrong. So I feel like I'm always there for people and always wanting to help people.
Wow. That is awesome. That's an
it's
amazing.
not that common
Not
in
many
kids
people have
nowadays.
that. That's awesome. What about you, Bret?
I think Jack took my answer. Man. Must have but I think we've all been given certain skills and gifts and just the best way to express those about using them to help others. And what I try to do.
Yep. I love, well, your family,
Yeah.
your whole family certainly does that. And we're so blessed and honored to be friends with you and then have you guys on this and then be partners in life and whatever we're going to be doing here to get these things done, because you guys are out there advocating. Again, like I told you, I'm the most unpolitical person. So I just need someone leading the path, and you got my big mouth. You got my people, whatever you need. We are here for you guys. We love you guys.
Right.
Thank you.
And Gigi, I know you want to do your tips here. What
I do.
falling asleep over here.
Say tips.
I did say tips.
Tips.
Woo! Had to sing it. Gotta sing it. All right.
Sorry.
What are your tips on?
I'm training for 5K
Oh, I'm training for a 5K.
And why are you so knowledgeable in these tips?
because I'm running the 5K.
She's running in the 5K, Jack. So she was going to ask you for some tips. It's her very first one of running it. So she's been doing a lot of training. And I'm glad that you talked about it being that mental game, because I think that's where she's at. She's got the endurance. She can do it. Now it's that mental piece that we're trying to help her get,
Pushing yourself.
just because your body says you're tired doesn't mean you have to stop. You can keep it going, right?
All right, girl. What do you got?
Thank you.
Oh.
Do a lot of cardio to build up your endurance.
Okay.
Lift weights to get strong.
Okay.
Be confident that you'll complete the race.
Okay.
Eat healthy foods. Make sure you hydrate and drink a lot of water.
Yes, for sure. And what else? Jack, you got any other tips there?
Whenever I try to run, I try to put on a good song. And honestly, just think about why I'm running, why I'm doing this. I feel like that always pushes me to the end goal.
Oh, I love that.
It's a
Me
great
too.
call. Yep.
Me
Always
too,
remind
brother.
yourself while you're out there.
Yep. Before I've ever, in the beginning
any
when
run.
we first started GiGi's, that was my number one thing. I hated public speaking and I hated flying, things that I have to do every single day for GiGi's now. And that's exactly what it was. Why am I doing this? When Gigi was a baby and I had to get up there and speak, I would look at her. I would look at pictures of all the kids that needed our help. The kids that to this day still need our help. And that inspired me. So I love hearing that's where your heart is too, because it's gonna take you to some amazing places, Jack. And we're just so blessed and honored to have you on today to hear your story. And we can't wait to keep following you guys. You're killing it in life in every way. So blessed, Bowermans. Thank you so much. We love you guys.
That means so much. Thank you so much,
Thanks so
guys.
much. Great to see you all.
Great to see you.
Everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.